the center of the universe and the Thrive15.com world headquarters. Let's go! Presenting the world's only business school without the BS, with optometrist and entrepreneur Dr. Robert Zellner and the former Small Business Administration Entrepreneur of the Year in your ear, Clay Clark. It's the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170. 3, 2, 1, boom!
T-Town and Green Country, welcome back to the Thrive Time Show. This is the place that you go to learn how to start and grow a successful business. My name is Clay Clark. I'm the former SBA Entrepreneur of the Year and the former Young Metro Chamber of Commerce Entrepreneur of the Year back in 2002, Tulsa Metro Chamber, baby. And I'm joined here with a guy who he's been running a successful optometry clinic in Tulsa for 25 years, but he looks like he's 32. It is Dr. Robert Zellner. Sir, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Let's do the lighting in here. It's a thing, but that's a quarter of a century.
That's impressive, bro.
And you know what else has been going on and is coming out today, and I'm so geeked about it.
Oh, my gosh.
I remember when I was like, I was 12 or 13. Such a good memory, right? I was like 12 or 13. And I went to this movie that forever changed my life. And today they're coming out with like another version of it or another backstory of it. And that's the Star Wars movie. Rogue One's coming out today, Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I mean, that's kind of, it's like a Christmas present, just a little early. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's lunch. If you're hungry, run over to Oklahoma Joe's, get some burnt-ends, some baked beans, and then after that, skip out of work, and go down to one of the movie theaters and watch Rogue One. Maybe I'll sold out. I don't even know.
Do you know what goes good with baked beans? You know what goes good with baked beans, Zay?
A Star Wars movie?
What, a lightsaber?
A lightsaber, yes.
Yeah, you can use a lightsaber to cook up and heat up your baked beans.
Yeah, exactly. Go into Oklahoma Joe's, pull out your lightsaber, and just cut your way through the line. And get up there to the front and say, give me some burnt ends.
I'm here to see Joe. I want your burnt ends and your baked beans.
That could be a thing.
Yeah, it could be a thing on this Friday. So, sorry. Hey, Joe Davidson, they come in with lightsabers and they try to get baked beans vis-a-vis through forceful lightsaber usage. Now, sorry.
We have a very special guest who we know, we've checked him, we've screened him before. He did not bring a lightsaber into the box that rocks. He is safe. It is Mr. Rich Gambe. Rich, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Man, I'll tell you what, I am feeling it like a petting zoo. And today we are talking about the 6 steps to making millions and becoming a Jedi Master of search engine optimization.
Ooh, that kind of ties in with the whole Rogue One thing. That's a nice little play on words there. And I think it's important to point out, they go, who is this guy Rich? I mean, why is he on the show? What's going on? Now, why is he on the show?
Rich, you can tell us, because I'm going to let you describe your background and your history as much as you want before I get into this, because you now are what I would call a certified search engine expert. You know how to get companies to the top of Google. What were you doing this time last year?
This time last year, I was actually working for a recruiting firm here in town.
And so how did you become a search engine master? I mean, how did you learn the search engine skills?
Being locked in a room for several hours and doing a lot of research. I actually found a mentor, spoke to him almost on a daily basis to see how I can improve myself and get better. And through that, I was able to increase my content, increase how much content I could provide for a client.
Now, here's the thing is, Thrivers, we have people all over the world who are looking for one-on-one business coaching. And what happens is a lot of people, like I'm thinking of one example right now. We have a lady. She's a cosmetic surgeon, and she's a fine doctor. She's won all the awards. She's has all the degrees, all the background. And what happens is that she, about 3 years ago, needed more customers. I mean, who doesn't need more customers? If you're listening right now and you don't need more customers, maybe you should tune into
I don't want to grow my business. It's doing just fine. In fact, some days we're too busy.
So she picks up the phone, boop, 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 and she calls. And we say, thank you for calling Thrive 15. How can we help you? And she says, I am trying to get my website to the top of Google. And we said, well, we can absolutely teach you the system. And she says, no offense, I appreciate you guys teaching me. I kind of want to know what you're doing on a brief overview, but then I just want you to do it for me. And so we actually do the search.
She's busy. She's a doctor. She's got a busy life.
Exactly. And so we generate her, no exaggeration, almost 40 new cosmetic surgery patients every month. 40.
I tell you what, Google has really dominated the search engine business. And if you're not Google savvy, if you're not search engine optimized, you know what? You're listening to the right show, because we're going to coach you up in that area. And Rich is living example that pretty much, I mean, if a lumberjack can do it, I mean, if you're watching on Facebook Live, I mean, he's a certified he's a certified lumberjack. I'm not going to lie.
He is, but Rich, you had no previous, you never worked in the search engine industry as of a year ago.
No, not at all. No.
And now you're like
not
the
from
search engine wizard.
You're not from Google headquarters, right?
No.
Okay, just checking. I don't know.
All right, now here we go. I'm going to give you the little truth cannon here, guys. Here we go. The goal of search engine optimization is conversions, new leads, and new customers. However, if somebody can find your if somebody can find your website, let's just say someone can find your website only by going directly to the website itself, it's kind of like building a beautiful billboard that you put into like the forest. Z. Whoa. I think we had a little audio snafu there.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
Wow.
Sometimes these computers don't work like they're supposed to.
Wow.
And that's because I'm too busy. You know, I was over here search engine optimizing my Rogue One thing.
Real time. Now, here's the thing is, Thrive, if you have a website and the only way that people can find it is by just typing in your actual domain, that's not a good thing.
No.
So as an example, with a cosmetic surgeon, you take the name of her city. Let's say it's Tucson. You type in Tucson cosmetic surgery, or Tucson liposuction, or Tucson augmentation, or Tucson whatever. If her products and services come up first, if her website comes up first, then she gets more leads. That's the whole goal. That's how it works.
She wins step one. And in business, it's all about winning, because there's so much what we call out there competition. And everybody else is trying to get that same patient. You know, it used to be back in the day. I remember back in the day, you know, you'd go into a town and they'd have one cosmetic surgeon.
Hey, man, you're looking for the cosmetic surgeon? He's up around the hill up there by that tree.
That's what I'm talking about.
Smith.
And they didn't have to have great bedside manner. They didn't have to advertise. They didn't have to do search engine optimization. They didn't have to do all that. All they do is set up shop and just sit there and wait for the people to come in the door, because they were the only game in town. Well, guess what? Those days are long gone.
Gonzo. And so we're going to teach you the 6 action steps that you need to generate conversions and leads. These are 6 steps. Step number 1, you must create the most relevant content about the keyword that you are trying to dominate in Google. So ask your customers, ask yourself, if you don't know what your customers are looking for on Google, email us info@thrive15.com. We will do it for you for free. For free? For why? For free? Yeah, we'll do it for free. All you got to do is you email us info@thrive15.com, and we'll tell you what keywords your customers are looking for. Now, Rich, when we talk about generating the most content, what are we talking about, my friend?
Well, we try to figure out how many pages of actual content someone needs on their website in order to organically boost them up to the top of Google.
Now, I'm going to demystify the nerdery here. So here we go. So here's the definition of HTML.
I like that, the nerdery. I was like, what did you just say,
What
Rich?
did you say? It's confusing.
So the definition of text, okay, that's called HTML text. That stands for Hypertext Markup Language. What does that mean? The point is, if you Google the word dog right now, if you're listening right now, just go ahead and Google the word dog. And when you Google the word dog, you're going to find that Wikipedia comes up top in Google. Why? Go ahead and Google Tulsa men's haircuts. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Here we go. Go ahead and Google men's haircuts Tulsa. Go ahead and Google man buns Tulsa. Go ahead.
You did not optimize for that. Tell me you did.
I did.
I'm man
buns Tulsa.
Man buns Tulsa.
Yeah, and you're going to find Elephant in the Room. That's the men's grooming lounge. That's the chain of men's grooming lounges that I've co-founded with my brother-in-law and Jonathan Barnett, the CEO of OxyFresh and carpet cleaning franchises. And the thing is,
OMG, I just Googled it. Man buns of Tulsa.
Look at all of them.
You're not sure what's going to pop up. I'm just telling you right now. But Elephant in the Room is number one on this thing, this Google thing.
People are using Google.
What is that? I can't get it.
So the thing is, what you will have to do, and Rich and the team will do a report for you, but you have to figure out how much text your competition has. So if you wanted to Google the word dog and you wanted to come up ahead of Wikipedia, or you wanted to Google the phrase Tulsa men's haircuts and you wanted to beat Elephant in the Room, you can do it, but you must have more content than your competition. And so really, the way I look at it, Rich, there's only a few ways that somebody can create more content than the competition.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so here we go. This is you got way number one. One is you could actually write blogs. You personally, the entrepreneur, could write blogs. We're talking like 1,000 blogs. That's a lot of writing, Z.
My hand cramps up when I write that much. It's so tough. You know?
Option number
what
two.
do I write on?
Option number two is that you could record a podcast, and then you could have it transcribed. Okay, that's a move.
That is a move, and there are companies out there that will transcribe so much per word, so much per page. It is a thing. So.
And we will teach you at Thrive15.com workshops how to do this. Option three is you could allow the Thrive15.com team to write content for you. And option four, Z, you could do nothing.
Well, if I was going to do nothing, I probably would be listening to a home and garden show on the radio right now, or maybe a Politico show that is talking about stuff that I have no control over and just going to get me irritated. But instead, I'm not going to do number four. Do you know why I'm not going to do number four? Because I'm listening to the Thrive Time show, which it's our goal to coach you up to help you start or grow your business and be successful.
I'm going to give a quote from Mr. Google himself.
Oh, my gosh.
This is on the Google website. This says, one of the most important steps to improving your site's ranking in Google's search results is to ensure that it contains plenty of rich information. That includes relevant keywords used appropriately that indicate the subject matter of your content. What does that mean? You must write a lot of content. When we come back, Thrivers, we're going to have a legendary person who's going to teach you how he uses the Force to generate content for websites throughout the galaxy, on other planets, throughout the vast universe. Mr. Rich Gambe will teach us how he writes content to get your website to the top of Google.
This show is brought to you by Adobe Creative Cloud. If you're a photographer, graphic designer, video editor, podcaster, business owner, or just creative genius, this is for you. All of your creative tools, all in one place. Creative Cloud includes the entire collection of creative apps for desktop, from favorites like Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator to new tools like Adobe Experience Design. Check this out. You can create podcasts seamlessly and high quality with Adobe Audition. Did you miss the exposure or looking to create a stunning and beautiful photo? You gotta download Lightroom. Okay. The latest release of Adobe Creative Cloud is here with incredible new features in Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and all of your favorite apps, plus millions of Adobe stock assets and new premium images are built right in. So you can turn your brightest ideas into your best work fast. Make sure that you check out Adobe Creative Cloud. It's at adobe.com. Once again, Adobe Creative Cloud at adobe.com.
Live, local, now. You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to your inspiration station. This is your audio dojo of mojo coming through your radio. My name is Clay Clark. I'm the father of 5 human kids because that's the way I want to live. And I'm telling you what, when I'm not populating this vast entrepreneurial nation, I am happy to be on this station with the co-host, with the mo-host. It's Dr. Robert Zellner.
That's right. Hello, Thrivers. Thank God it's Friday. And you know what's so fun about today, Clay?
Sorry, I was messing with my lightsaber. What was that?
Just another Star Wars movie's coming out today. So I tell you what, I'm excited to see it. It's kind of the theme of our show. We're going to teach you how to be a Jedi in the art of SEO,
search engine optimization,
which apparently is a thing. And we have a Jedi Master.
Yes.
I mean, he's not Yoda. Hadn't been doing it for 800 years.
He's too beautiful to be Yoda.
But he's been doing it for a while, you know? So
Rich Gambe, welcome to the show, my friend.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay, we're gonna pepper you with questions now, okay? Because we represent Team Non-Nerd. All right,
Fantastic.
so he's an optometrist. He's actually an entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body.
That's me.
I am an entrepreneur trapped on the planet Earth. Where I want to just work 24/7. And so here we are. But the thing is, step number one is you have to create the most original content about the keyword that you're focusing on to win in the Google game. You have to have more words on your website than the other guys.
That's correct.
So I'm going to ask you, first off, when you are writing content, where are you physically located when you are writing content?
I am located in a private room, so that way I cannot be bothered.
And how do you write the content? Do you write it with, are you typing it, or what's your move?
I have a headset and a program that I use that will audibly transcribe my words onto a like Microsoft Word or Notepad, and from there we just pump out a bunch of content.
What program do you use?
I personally use the Nuanced Dragon. I think it works better when it comes to transcribing. You could also use Google Docs, and they have a
okay, real quick. So you're using the thing called the Nuanced Dragon. Is this a headset you're speaking of? You're wearing this?
Yes
on your cranium, you're wearing a headset.
A headset, or you could use your iPhone earbuds.
And when you talk, it's turning the words you're saying into text?
That is correct.
And why would you do that as opposed to typing?
Because typing takes way too long, and if you have sausage link fingers, it's gonna just be terrible.
If you got a lumberjack hand,
Takes too long to type, does it?
you know, guys, listen, I'm gonna step back one.
Okay, come on.
Nerd alert.
Okay.
I'm gonna step back one. So I've got a business. I'm gonna start a business. I've got a business, and I know I want to be top in the Google game. I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I? You know what you said? Hey, email us and we'll help you with your keywords. But how do I know how does anybody know what the keywords are for a business? I mean, where's the magic in that? We just guess at them.
I'm going to walk you through this. What happens is there's programs that we pay for at Thrive15.com. There's two that I'd recommend for you.
Okay.
One is called Moz.com, MOZ.com.
All right.
The other one is called SEMrush.com. And they work with Google, and they determine how many people are looking per month for a given word. How many people are typing in that phrase?
So the work's already been done, really, and now we're just locating it.
I want to brag on a guy. This is a Thrive testimonial. Z, are you ready for this?
I love testimonials.
We have a Thriver who he signed up for the program, the one-on-one coaching program. His name is Steve Currington. He's a mortgage professional in Tulsa, mortgage banker, and he wanted to be top in Google for the word Tulsa mortgages.
All right.
He comes in here and he says, what do I need to do? And I told him something that wasn't positive. I said, bro, you need 71,000 words of content.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
And most people would go, oh, no. This is what Steve does. Steve goes, let's go.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, on that, here again, I'm breaking it down because I'm not a computer coder, brainiac on this thing. How did you just guess? I mean, that's pretty random, right? You need 71,000 words.
We have a bunch of tools that we'll do this for you.
Did you just email that out of the air?
You email us info@thrive15.com. We'll do it for free. But we had to show him how many. It's called indexed pages, but how many words of text his competition has.
Oh, so it's based upon beating somebody, and you can look and see how much they have.
And the guy had 71,000 words of content.
Aha.
And so I said, Steve, what you can do is you can record 71 podcasts, and then we're going to use a website called rev.com, and we'll transcribe everything you say into text. And then we'll load it up with those keywords. He goes, all right, let's do it. And I'm not kidding. Every week, this guy would come here for like 2 hours a week, just recording. And now he's top in Google and Tulsa. If you Google Tulsa mortgages, he's 3 of the first 10 searches. And now he's opened up his Colorado Springs division, and he's doing it there again.
Well, how long did that take? How long did that take him? You said 2 hours a week.
Yeah, it took him about 25 to 20, because he had a couple weeks he was off because he was out of town in Colorado Springs expanding. I think he did it over about almost 30 weeks.
So about 6 months.
Yeah, and he's now top in Google.
Yeah.
And he's getting the harvest now from it. He sowed the seeds, and he's literally now getting the harvest. And I would just say that this is kind of like you back in the day when you started running radio ads.
Yes.
You had to run some ads. I mean, how long were you running ads before you started getting they started paying for themselves? Was it a week? Was it a month? I mean, how long before you said these ads are finally paying for themselves?
I bet it was about the same story of Steve Currington. Probably 6 months. I mean, so many times people come to me and they want to start an advertising campaign. So you say, okay, let's do it. And after 30 days, 60 days, maybe even 90 days ago, I'm just wasting my money.
I was running your advertisements on the radio show for like an hour. I ran 2 spots. See, they call them spots. And the advertisement rep, he defrauded me, because I spent money on 2 spots. I'm not getting any customers at the door. And I can't handle it because word of mouth is the best way to do it. So now I run up and down the road with my megaphone and I say, call me, and it works but much better than those commercials.
Yeah, I don't know about the megaphone running up and down the streets, especially this cold weather that we have right now. But the thing about it is that you've got to be consistent with it. And just like with Steve Currington, you said, okay, here's the deal. You come in this week, spend 2 hours, boom, 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 doing the thing with the thing about the thing, tape recording the thing, and we're going to do the thing. And then after a week, it's like, I'm not topping Google.
And as a Thrive15.com one-on-one mentorship program person, we have access to all the tools. You come into a 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. We have all the tools and resources to help you. If you don't, we can coach you one-on-one. We can help you. Now, Rich, your parents was it your wife's parents who wanted to know what the heck you did for a living?
Yeah.
Tell us this story.
Well, we go back and forth a few times a year, and ceremoniously up until this past year, every time I would see them, I would have a new job.
Okay.
So I would have to explain to them why I was trying to find a more suitable position for myself.
Sure.
And back in Midtown Louisiana or Mississippi, for lack of better words, I mean, they don't really understand search engine optimization whatsoever. And so
who really does?
Right. So I said, I do SEO. They're like, whoa, what's SEO? And I was like, well, search engine optimization. So what I do essentially is help companies get to the top of Google. And they're like, so are you like a professional writer? I said, God, no, not whatsoever. The content I write is partially terrible, but it's getting companies to the top of Google.
So your parents wanted to know, how is it this is your in-laws. They're wanting to know what you do for a living. You explain to them you're a writer, and they're going, are you a good writer? And you're going, no, I'm not a good writer, but I get companies at the top of Google.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was some good laughs, and it was a good time, but for people that don't necessarily understand SEO, I mean, what do you expect?
Now, Z, when we come back, we're going to get into step number 2, and it gets a little nerdy. You're going to need to get your lightsaber out because you got to fight back the nerdery. We're trying to help you make millions through Google optimization. Thrivers, get ready to fight back against the nerdery. You must fight against the nerd force. Stay tuned.
Are you a business owner? You need to ask yourself right now, how are you backing up your files and important documents? Most businesses have no system for the files in their business. If this is you, you got to use Dropbox. At least sign up for one of their 30-day free trials. Real talk, it's the secure file sharing and storage solution that employees and IT administrators trust. You get as much space as needed at no additional cost. You get unlimited file recovery and versioning, basically creating new versions, and valuable admin controls for secure sharing and collaboration with Dropbox for Business. You got to check this out. After using Dropbox, you'll definitely feel more secure knowing that a virus or power surge can't ruin your computer and your entire business. Try full access to Dropbox Business for 30 days. Head over to Dropbox.com to get started. Again, Dropbox.com to get started.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to your super inspiration station. My name is Clay Clark. I'm the co-host of the Thrive Time Show, and you have found your place if you're looking for business school without the BS. And Dr. Zellner, why would anybody be looking for business school without the BS?
Well, because BS can stand for a few things.
Bachelor of Science?
It's amazing how many people get on Thrive15.com and actually get practical business coaching from our website and from our team, and they say to themselves, I went to 4 years of school and I didn't learn this stuff.
Talked to a Thriver the other day in Valparaiso, Indiana. True story.
Valparaiso, Indiana.
Her sales are up almost 20% in the past 6 months. And the only thing that she said, she goes, I watched all your videos on sales conversion. I realized I didn't have inbound sales scripts.
Yep.
I realized I didn't record my inbound sales calls. I did not have a sales training system. I was just basically thinking that some people are good at sales and some people aren't. And so she's been reaching out to us consistently for in-person coaching and templates and tools and examples of our scripts we use. And her sales are up dramatically. And guess what? She's spending $19 a month.
You don't know what you don't know.
Oh.
That's the way life is. And there's a reason why this This statistic just kills me, Clay. And it's the one that I'm going to try with this show, with our website, with all of our coaching. I'm going to try to stamp out. And that's 80%, according to Forbes, businesses that get started. And, to start a business, a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of dreams, a lot of hopes. 80% fail.
And 80%, I want to give you just a quick little example of what 80% feels like. This is what it feels like in your business. You're sitting there at work, and you're in your office. You've got your decor. You've got your product. You got to build a great product, by the way. Great product, great service.
Great widget.
Good widget.
Yeah, you've.
And you're going, hey man, that phone ain't ringing. Website ain't. Is that website working? Is it on?
Yeah.
Is that phone working?
I don't have time to go to 4 years of school to get a BS degree in business. So what am I going to do?
And we're going to teach you a move today that will literally help you make millions of dollars. Millions. I say millions because literally, if you implement this, what I'm teaching you today, I'm not exaggerating. These moves have made my businesses millions.
Is that, wait, you got to put your finger up there.
Millions.
From
Millions.
Facebook Live, you can see us do
Millions of dollars.
millions of dollars.
So step number 2, you must you must achieve the highest Google canonical compliance score possible.
Whoa.
Okay.
Quit using these big words I don't understand. What are you doing? It's Friday. I'm at lunch. I'm at Oklahoma Joe's. I've got my burnt ends. I've got my little earbuds in. I'm listening to the show.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you just throw these big words at me.
Well, let me check it out. There's the definition from Webster, and the word canonical means a regulation or dogma decreed by an organization, okay? A dogma or a regulation. Basically, when I'm going to give you another definition from Webopedia. It's an authoritative or standard conforming to an accepted rule or procedure. When referring to programming, canonical means conforming to well-established patterns. So, long story short, Thrivers, if you will email us right now, this is an action step and it's free, but you have to do it. And by the way, we're already getting emails flooding in today. You just email info@thrive15.com.
All right.
There's no catch. Just email info@thrive15.com. Please email us your name, your phone number, and your web address.
Okay.
And we are going to run a 37-point battery of tests on your website, and it's going to show you on a scale of 0 to 100 how high your website is ranking. So like a 95 would be like an A, 80% would be like a B.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
And I'm not going to wear you out other than I will say there are 37 variables that affect your site's ranking, and most of which, as you mentioned earlier, a lot of people, you don't even know that it's a thing.
You don't even know it's a thing.
So I'm going to throw out a few examples of things. I'm not going to get into the things, but I want to explain to you these are things.
Okay.
If your permalinks are wrong, your site will rank low. If your meta tags are incorrectly labeled, you'll rank low. If you don't have the right alt attributes on an image, blah, 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 what are we talking about? The point is we're talking about you making millions, and you have to fix that stuff. So you've got to either do it yourself
listen, you're not out there on Mystery Island.
Right.
You're not out there all by yourself on Survivorville.
Yeah.
Right? We're here to help you. We're here, and if you do those simple things that you just said, email us. We'll run the 37-point evaluation of your website, and you can at least know what you know about what you need at least to fix. You may not understand it, but you at least have a starting point.
I'm going to brag on Rich over here. Rich Gambe, special guest today.
Oh, baby.
Rich, have you ever written content for Barbie Cookies?
Yes.
Now, Barbie Cookies is a beautiful bakery located at 85th and Memorial.
Yep.
And if you Google right now, Thrivers, Google Tulsa cookies or Tulsa gluten-free cookies or gourmet cookies, anything about cookies. She's topping Google. Rich, why is she topping Google, brother?
Because she has the most original content for her keyword.
How many articles can you now write per hour, brother?
I can write about 14 an hour.
14 articles an hour.
Oh, it's a beast. He's in beast mode.
Dude, so you're writing 14 articles an hour.
Yes.
And I'm just telling you, Barbie Cookies, the cookies didn't get better just because she's top of Google. Check it out. Her cookies are awesome, Z.
Oh, yo, ho.
But we just Tulsa had to find her.
You know what? We didn't have her back on the show because when she comes on the show, she always brings us some cookies.
She literally has tripled the size of her business by being top in Google. Tripled. And I'm telling you, Thrivers, right now, if you're listening and you've ever been to Barbie Cookies, I'm telling you, you're missing out on. If you haven't been there, you're missing out on something. But if you're like Kat Graham and you have a great product, you got to tell the world about it. You got to showcase it to the world, and you've got to come up top in Google. And you know what? She's reached out to the Thrive15.com team, and we've helped her get to the top of Google. And it all starts with you asking the question, what do I need to do to get to the top of Google? How can I use the Force and harness it to grow my business?
Oh, that's it. And you know what? You don't have to figure it out. All you have to do is listen to the show, email us in, and get on Thrive15.com. And you know what? The rest of the show, we're going to be coaching you up on how to get your SEO optimized.
Stay tuned. Step 3 coming up next.
Or actually get your search engine optimized. I don't know what I don't know.
Optimized search, I do.
Optimized search, I do.
For the professional-looking man out there, this is for you. Are you tired of waiting for hours in disorganized barbershops around town? Are you maybe looking for an upscale haircut experience instead of being treated like a little kid? If either of these thoughts crossed your mind, then Elephant in the Room Men's Grooming Lounge is for you. The Elephant in the Room Men's Grooming Lounge is proud to offer a variety of packages and memberships for discerning men and regular customers who wish to maintain their tailored look while receiving discounts off of services and products. They're going to bring you in, they'll offer you a beverage, identify your style that you're going for, get you a tailored haircut from one of the professional stylists, wash your hair, and then style it afterwards so you could even go back to work. The experience is awesome. They even do cool things for members like a free nape shave on Mondays or a peppermint oil scalp massage on Tuesday. Check out one of the locations near you and book an appointment. You can check them out at eitrlounge.com or just dial 918-877-2219. Seriously, you're going to love it. 918-877-2219 or visit eitrlounge.com to book an appointment today.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the Thrive Time Show on this incredible pre-Star Wars show. A lot of you are going to go out tonight and see the new Star Wars movie.
Rogue One, baby.
It's exciting. Z, are you excited? I'm excited.
I am excited. It was a nice theme that you tied into today's show about. We're going to teach you how to be a Jedi Master in SEO, that search engine optimization, which is, for us guys out there that aren't like coders and nerds and all that. Well, I can't even a nerd, but I mean, we're not like experts in this area. This is fascinating stuff because we're talking about the 6 steps. We've got an expert on the show, Rich, here, who's just a lumberjack superstar in SEO stuff. And we are demystifying. We're demystifying.
Yeah, demystifying.
Yeah.
Now, Rich, you have learned these skills over the past year, right?
Yeah, about 9 months, yeah.
9 months. So 9 months ago, what were you doing?
I was working at a employment firm.
And what are you doing now?
Search engine optimization.
And you learned that in 9 months?
Yes.
Did you go to school for this?
Not at all.
How many times how did you do it? What was your system? When you started day one here, how did our team teach you?
Well, I was put in a room and said, come get me when you're done with your first article.
Okay, we taught you and you do it. And you've learned the system, and I'm just telling you, and I mean this in a nice way. I mean this, hope it doesn't come across poorly. Rich decided that he wanted to learn it. And if you meet Rich, he's a great guy. He's by no means a super nerd, And the thing is that if Rich can learn it with the background where you weren't in computer programming as a background, if you can learn it, I know that anybody out there listening can learn it, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have an easy-to-follow checklist, which is actually in the Search Engine Optimization Manifesto that John Kelly wrote in the Start Here book.
Yeah, the Start Here book, which if you're on Facebook Live, it's my newest book. You can get it on Amazon. It's a great gift for that entrepreneur in your family. You can get it to them for the holidays. And by the way, this just in for right now, for limited time, when you buy Start Here on Amazon, you get a 1-year subscription to Thrive15.com. See, this is a holiday special.
That is so fantastic. And I'll tell you what, I've been telling people that Thrive15.com is like the Netflix of business coaching.
Oh, it is.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Well, that means just like on Netflix, you pay a monthly fee and you can get on there and search. You can search all these different topics, movies and whatnot. Same thing on Thrive15.com for $19 a month. Right?
Right.
And the beautiful thing is you pay $19 a month. Guess what? We're going to give a free one to a military person. That's right. You heard it here. Free one to a military person. And you can get on there. You can search by topic. Yeah. You can search by mentor. Or you could just say, you know what? Hey, you just here's my boop, 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 my stuff, and you just feed them to me. Just feed them to me.
Z, I have a story for you.
Is that a good story?
It's a story that demonstrates my early jackassery.
Oh, I like it. Oh, wait a second. Let me load up some jackassery music. May I?
Yeah, absolutely. I this is the kind of, jackassery coming from the root word jackass.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It binds the galaxy together.
It's jackassery.
Okay, now here's the deal, Thrivers. Here's the deal. I had built this company, DJ Connection, and to this day, anybody who wants to start or grow a business, if you say, how do I market my business? Z and I would both teach you the three-legged marketing stool. You have to find 3 ways to market your business. And if you have 3 ways you're marketing your business, then the figurative stool is stable. Okay, you don't want to have all your success dependent upon a one-legged stool.
That's right. It's teeters. It's hard to balance that.
So for DJ Connection, we primarily specialized on doing entertainment for weddings. And so our 3-legged stool consisted of 1, we did bridal shows. Those are trade shows that are attended by brides.
Yep.
2 is we did a thing called the Dream 100, where we got hotels, caterers, bridal shops, jewelers to refer us.
Yep.
That was 2. And 3 was the Yellow Pages. Do you remember when Yellow Pages were a thing?
Oh, it was so beautiful. I remember when I first started doing it, I put this cheesy picture of me and my staff in there.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah.
And so I found out what I did was I figured out that one of my competitors at the time, this guy, and I don't think they're in business anymore, but I won't mention the name. But anyway, these guys, they had a business, and they had this ad that said established in 1982, over 100,000 songs, the best DJs, those kind of statements.
Oh yeah.
So I went through line by line, and I put established 1980.
No, God,
I put over 200,000 songs.
Oh, dirty moves,
I put
dirty moves.
the world's greatest and best DJs, whatever. And then I took I took my head, a caricature of my head, and I put it on a little body of a man in a suit.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
So I'm running these ads, and I got the first, with the Yellow Pages back in the day, what you could do is if you bought the big ad, you got to be first in the phone book, right?
Oh, yeah, that was the move.
And then I started a fictitious company called Always and Forever Wedding DJ Service so that I could be first even above the ads.
Okay.
And so anyway, I had all the moves. And so I'm getting all this business, and we're wowing the customers, so they're now referring their friends. And I get used to this addictive cycle of new customers coming in, wowing them, they're telling their friends.
Oh, yeah.
So a guy in my office, Josh, comes in one day, and Josh goes, dude, there's a thing right now people are starting to use. It's called Google. And what's doing is people are using it to find services. And I'm going, I'm 36 now, okay? So this is like maybe 2002. And I go, dude, no one's going to use the internet to find stuff. I mean, dude, every time you search for something, what happens, Josh? And he's like, I go, you have to wait for the computer, right? He goes, no one's going to wait for that computer. People don't want to wait for that. They're just going to use the phone book. And would you actually just search on the internet and find a DJ? No, you're going to ask for a referral.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Stupid.
the thing. That's the thing.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So we move on. It's about 2 years later. I'm going, man, the phones have stopped ringing. The phones are so we got to buy a bigger ad, Z.
Oh, you got to get that placement. You got to go now full. You were half page, now you got to go 3/4 or full page.
Yeah. So Josh is like, hey, maybe we should look into Google. I'm like, no way. So we again buy the bigger ad. We keep doing this, and then now it's getting bad. So now I'm going, oh no. People are using Google. Why didn't you tell me? I remember just
Josh.
So mad. Yeah, I was just so mad. So anyway, this is what happened is I got these Oklahoma State students together. There was about 4 different interns. One lady's name was Ashley. One guy there, his name was Garrett. I got them together and I said, hey, these are OSU students who are computer programming. They're studying computer programming and internet marketing, that kind of thing. I think the degree was like computer programming and internet, whatever. And so I bring these kids and I said, hey guys, listen, I want to know how to get to the top of Google. And I'm not exaggerating. All 4 of them, when I asked them how to get to the top of Google, you know what they all said?
Can't be done.
They go, we don't know. And I'm like, how is it possible that you're studying the internet and none of you have any idea? So what I did is I had them download my competitors' websites.
Okay.
And I had them just take their websites, all their code, and just smash it on mine and paste it. Copy and paste.
The move.
So I pasted it, and we went right up to the top of Google. But my entire competition's website was on my website. Like their logos, their phone numbers. I'm like, no, you got to take it off. You got to take it off.
You did not do that.
I swear I did this. And I didn't realize how it worked. But anyway, through this process, we discovered, because I had them print out all the lines of code, I figured out that the websites that all are top in Google all have these 37 common variables. And they're going, look at this. All the sites that are top in Google, they have this much content, they have this many permalinks, they have this much HTML, they have this much, they have no Java, they have a lot of nerdery. The point is we discovered the system. And now, Z, I am not kidding. I've done over 100 paid speaking events all around the world teaching people how to get to the top of Google, and I've become somewhat of kind of like a search engine wizard, and I have no formal training in it. But now, I mean, literally, our phone rings all day because of the mastery of this one skill. And we can teach it to the Thrivers, Z. We can teach it to them.
And we're here to do it, and we're going to do it, and just bear with us. You don't have to know what you don't have to know what HTML stands for. You don't. You have to know what a meta tag is.
You don't have to. The thing is, Thrivers, you could come here to an in-person workshop, and I swear to you, in 15 hours of training, you're ready to go out there and dominate the marketplace. Rich, you've seen businesses be transformed with the number of leads they're getting in a week.
Oh, absolutely.
How awesome is it for you as the guy who writes content to see, oh my gosh, this person's now top in Google as a result of these articles that I've been writing?
It's ecstatic. Like, it feels like a big victory for me personally.
When you write the content, how soul-sucking is it, though, when you're writing pages of content that maybe no one will ever read? How does it feel at the time when you're writing that content?
There's some times that I want to smash my hand with a hammer.
Because it's just so mind-numbing, or what?
Well, it's not that it's mind-numbing. It's just meticulous, and it's very somewhat detail-oriented, but it's a lot of monotony, repetitiveness in a lot of it.
What's your process? Give us a 30-second overview. How do you write articles?
Well, I start out with an overview. Every company prides themselves on having a revolutionary product. It's innovative, that they have fantastic customer service, and then you just wrap it all up.
And you weave in all those keywords, and you got to have how many words per page of content?
Anywhere between 750 and 1,000.
You got to have at least 750 to 1,000 words of content on every page. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of systems. We can teach you at a Thrive15.com workshop. You can buy the Start Here book to learn more. Or, Z, we have one-on-one business coaching. And, Z, why is one-on-one coaching so powerful?
Well, because I tell you what, it allows you to just touch and feel, and you can you can ask questions and get done. But I tell you what, somebody's out there right now at lunch. They're panicking a little bit, saying, listen, whoa. I don't want to learn how to do it. Can you just do it for me?
Yes.
And guess what? The answer is
yes.
Yes, we can. And when we get back, more on SEO. And today, Rogue One, Jedi Mastering.
Yes, we can.
Okay, managing your money has not been easier. Mint.com is the solution to ambiguous and blind money management. You can effortlessly create budgets that are easy to stick to, or even use one that they make for you. Design budgets that are appropriate for now and put you in position to succeed in the future. Get notifications for weird account charges and receive personalized tips for eliminating fees and saving more money. Check your credit with a free credit score and explore what you can do to improve it to be able to purchase the things that you really want later. Link up the app on your phone, and money management on the go has never been easier. You can even link up your portfolio accounts so you can see your bank accounts and stock values side by side. Mint.com, you got to go check it out, and you can sign up for free. Again, that's mint.com, mint.com. Go sign up right now. It's definitely a game changer for money management.
Broadcasting from the center of the universe, featuring optometrist turned entrepreneur, Dr. Robert Zellner, and U.S. SBA Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark. This is the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
What is going on, Green Country, Oklahomies, Tulsans? I'm telling you what, Z, this is the time of the year where your Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates commercials are all over the airwaves, and I just heard it on Saturday morning again, and it was incredible. I think it's the Grinch themed commercials. Those are my favorite commercials you do.
Well, I run it every Christmas, and I wrote that back in 2000. In 2000, I was researching. Someone was in my office today talking about it. So I thought, they asked me how long that's been around. I thought, that's a good question. I didn't know. So I wrote that back in 2000, and I had, I produced it and had it done, and it's one of my favorites. I like listening to it because it's just fun, and I wrote it generic enough, even back 16 years ago, that I can still run it today. It's pertinent, and it still it still matters. So I get a lot of comments on that one, but the ones. Probably the highest rated ones were the ones where I always had my kids in them. Because back in the day, my kids were little and cute. Now my daughter, who used to do my TV and radio commercials, she's now an optometrist in the practice. So
that's pretty awesome.
So come into either the Harvard location or Memorial location and ask for Dr. Bridget Anderson. And when you get in the room, you can sit there and smile and go, oh, yeah, I know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she goes by Dr. Bridget Anderson. Sometimes Zellner Anderson, depends. If someone's in a real good mood, she'll say, oh, yeah, I'm Dr. Zellner's daughter. If someone's in a bad mood, she'll be just Dr. Anderson.
Now, I'm going to tell you this, Thrivers. Now, today we're talking about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and I really do mean this. We're teaching you today how to make millions of dollars through search engine optimization. Now, why would we want to teach you how to make millions of dollars? Well, here's the thing is, you're playing the game of business. You might as well win.
Might as well.
And so we're teaching you specifically how to get to the top of Google. We taught you move number one, okay? Move number one, make sure just if you're taking notes here, if you're not taking notes, you should be. Step number one, you have to produce more content than your competition. How do you know how much content your competition has? Email us, info@thrive15.com. We'll help you. Step number two, you must have the most canonical, compliant website. What does that mean? You have to follow Google's rules. How do I know if I'm following Google's rules? Email us, info@thrive15.com. Emails are flying in right now. I'm telling you, this you got to do it. It's the move. It's free. It's a holiday. We're giving back. It's the holiday season.
You know what? And you're welcome.
Yeah. Now, number three. Step number three is you got to get the most reviews in Google, and you have to have the highest Google mobile compliance score. Now, I'm going to first get into the Google mobile compliance. There's a test you can put on your web. You can run your website through a test, through a simple battery of tests. You can do it right now. Go to your computer. I'm on my computer. What do? Go to your computer and just type in Google. This is in the Google search. Type in Google and then type in mobile friendly test. And when you hit enter, it'll pop up the test. Put your domain in there and you can test it to see how highly it's scoring in Google's mobile compliance. Your website has to look good on a mobile phone because the majority of people are now searching on a mobile device. And that's a new thing. Even 5 years ago, most people were on a computer, and now most people are on a mobile device. So you've got to make sure your site meets the Google standards. Now, the next part of that, though, is you got to have the most Google reviews. Now, I'm going to give a little phrase to you, Dr. Zeldin, and I'm going to give you the floor. I'm going to give you the mic. So here we go. On Google reviews, if you are not intentional about gathering favorable reviews, look out, because this just in. The trolls are in control.
You know what? This gets me so angry.
The trolls?
And since today is the opening day of Rogue One, normally I would play certain music and just dive into this. But today, when we talk about the trolls owning the internet and what people do viciously and just to get back at a business, it just wears me out. So I'm gonna preach a little bit, but I'm gonna preach with this.
Oh, wow.
Because this makes me feel like Darth Vader. This makes me want to get out my lightsaber and walk up to a troll and just slice him in half. Just a line of trolls there, just slicing back and forth, back and forth. Because what happens is, I have an office meeting, and I'm encouraging my staff, listen, be proactive and get asked for the good review. And you know what? If your name's mentioned in it, you know what? You'll even get a little bonus. So be purposeful in that. So guess what? A dude gets fired the next day, and what does he do? Makes accounts, and then just goes on a troll rant. 1-star review after 1-star review after 1-star review. And you know what? It's kind of like I was talking to some of my staff, and I was like, here's how we're going to address it. we're going to get on there and answer his little, obviously they're just boom, 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 and they're made up. They're not true. They say these things, and we research them back. I'm going to get on there and say, you know what? We searched our database and we can't find you your name as a patient. Maybe you're evaluating us under a different thing. So please post your name, and then we can look up your records and we can address your problem.
And these guys have a lot of time on their hands too.
A lot of time on their hands. And I'm telling you what, you know what? When you start your business, you got your business, nothing is deflating as getting a bad review or someone being mad at you or being angry with you. And there's nothing like Google sends you that email. Boom, boom, you have a review. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, let me check it out. Boom. You Google, you have a review.
Okay, I have a story.
And you look down, it's like 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. And you're like, just in the last 3 minutes, you're like, I haven't gotten a 1-star review in forever.
I have
now 4 in a row from a guy that just, got fired.
I have a funny story for you. My brother-in-law, it was his vision to build Elephant in the Room, the men's grooming lounge.
Okay, all right.
And I'm really good at building systems. I'm kind of like, my nickname is Claytron. I basically am like kind of a robotic human that just builds business systems. If you want to make a successful company, I can do that. It's like all day. That's what I do. And so he has this vision to build the Elephant in the Room, the men's grooming lounge. And it's $1 for the first haircut. It's $1.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you're listening right now and you're like, I'm going to try it out, it's $1. So you go in there, get the hot towel treatment, the straight razor shave, you get a beer with your first haircut. And my brother-in-law still occasionally works in the shops just to kind of keep his finger on the pulse.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
So we now have almost 4,000 members. He doesn't need to be there, but from a quality control perspective, he wants to be. And he doesn't run around telling people, I'm the owner. He just goes in there. So what happens is your first haircut is $1. Now, if you're listening right now and you're going, well, how could you guys afford to do that? We can't. Okay, your first haircut's $1, and it costs us about $10 to get you in on advertising, and we got to pay the person who cuts your hair. So just by the way, it's like $23 for we're spending $23 to give you a $1 first haircut.
That's so sweet of you.
So this guy comes in for his second haircut, and he wants to get his $1 haircut. So the front desk lady explains, and I wasn't there, my brother-in-law was, and the lady explains, well, your first haircut's $1. It's the first time, that's why it says on the website, first haircut's $1. And now your second haircut, if you're not a member, it's $42. And if you are a member, it's like $34 or whatever it was. And the guy was like, this is crap. I got to tell you what, the owner of this place, he can't go out there saying it's $1 for a haircut. You're out there false advertising. And so the profundity of the thought that someone could even possibly believe that you could run a business in the world in which we live today, where nothing's $1. See, nothing is $1.
No, well, I think, some of those restaurants have like $1 menu, but, it's like.
He's thinking he can get a haircut, luxurious haircut for $1. And he's just going on and on about the owner of this place. He needs to get it together. Well, the owner of the business was right next to him. And my brother-in-law just lets him go off the longest time. And after he finishes, my brother-in-law calmly, and I heard about this from a person who works there, was like, it was awesome. He walks up and says, hi, I'm the owner of the business. Did you have a concern about our pricing? And the guy all of a sudden is like, no. I was just saying that I was a little shocked that it wasn't $1 for the next, because people, when they're not face to face, and this is what, when I say troll, that's what I mean, is when people don't have the class to say something to your face.
Right.
Then, and right now, what's happening because of this anonymous online review crap, you can go up there with no repercussion, no consequence, nothing but just an anonymous account. You can now write reviews and have a platform. So every time I'm in the Tulsa World, I wrote an article in the Tulsa World a couple weeks ago. Every time I do it, people who are like, TX43 Ranger at yahoo.com will write some bold review.
TX43 Ranger.
They do.
I know him.
They do. Now, Rich, our special guest on the show, is search engine optimization expert. Rich, talk to us about your secret Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Okay, so
here's the deal.
One night, my wife and I were conversating because I had sent a MMA fighter a really nasty thing on Twitter. And she said, well, why don't you just create a secret Twitter page so that way no one will know who you are and you can almost get away with it. So I do it for everything.
Now, let me ask you this. Why I just want to know, because I'm trying to get, Z and I are trying to get into the psyche of the anonymous review. Why do you write anonymous reviews? What's going on? Tell us. Let us into your soul.
Well, if I think like someone's maybe acting like a boohoo sissy pants, and I want to let them know about it.
Okay, so then you'll do that. That's the move. Now I think Z and I we're kind of old school.
Oh,
So this is kind of my deal, and this is my deal. If I go out to eat at a restaurant and the food's not good, and the waiter comes up and says, "Is everything all right?" I'm a little bit bizarre, but I'll say, "Hey, the food tonight wasn't very good, but you have had great service tonight, and I appreciate you working hard." I did it just the other day when I was in Las Vegas. The guy said, "How was the cake?" I said, "It was a little bit dry, but I appreciate you asking." And the guy was like, "Hey, well, let me make it right," and he did. He came back and made it right. But I'm that kind
pour a
of
bunch of water in your cake. What do you do?
yeah. But most people I know, when they go out to eat and the waiter comes by and says, "How was the food?" Most people are like, "It was fine." But then as soon as we get in the car, it's human nature. All of us are going,
it was so bad.
"Oh, it's so
Every time.
bad."
It's so
And so maybe
bad.
we won't write an anonymous review, but maybe we tell 15 people how much we weren't happy. And so Harvard did a case study called the service profit chain. And what they found in that book was that the average person who's upset will typically tell 8 to 10 people how upset they are. The average person who's happy only tells 2.
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
No, and so the thing is, as an entrepreneur, we've got to focus on high quality standards, but we've got to be intentional about asking everyone that we know who's a sincerely happy customer to write a review. You got to be intentional about using the Force, Z, because if not, Z, if you don't go to Dagobah and learn the Force, the search engine Force from Yoda, you're not going to be able to use that Force to levitate rocks and to elevate your Google score, my friend. You just got to be intentional about learning from your brother from Minnesota. Search engine optimization.
This show's episode is brought to you by Moz.com. If you have ever considered the World Wide Web as a viable strategy for your business, you gotta check out this tool. Online marketing is complicated, but Moz software makes it easy. Companies like 99 Designs, Otterbox, and Aaron's, they all use Moz because it works. Explore organic search keywords for your business, research Bing and Google search results for your targeted keywords, and link up Moz Local and Google My Business. Seriously, this tool is crazy powerful with the clarity it brings to online marketing for your business. Even if you're just curious, start a 30-day trial with Moz.com today. It's a game changer for your business. Moz.com, MOZ.com.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the Thrive Time Show. This is your audio dojo of mojo and the place where you go to learn about the real best practice business techniques of millionaires, billionaires, and successful entrepreneurs. You say, billionaires? Yeah, seriously, the show prep for this show that we do for each and every show is pretty outstanding how much time our team devotes to making each one of these trainings. And what we do is we teach you the best practice, proven systems and strategies that actually work for them and for us. You see, Dr. Zellner and I, we actually run real businesses. We not only teach business, we own real businesses. And so, Dr. Z, why is it so important for everybody to listen to today's show about how to optimize your website?
Well, thanks to Al Gore.
Al Gore.
Yeah, thanks for Al Gore. The internet apparently is kind of a big deal.
I'm Al Gore, and I invented the internet.
And there was one company that through their cleverness,
Oh, yes.
they figured out how to have the best search engine. In other words, when you're searching for something, more times than not, you're going to use a little company by the name of, what a random word, by the way, but Google. And those guys were clever enough to figure it out. And guess what? They pretty much dominate searching on the internet. So when you say to yourself, okay, if they dominate that, maybe I should figure out how to be a big deal on their Google search. And that's what today's show's about.
I have 5 fun facts that's going to blow your mind, Z.
Oh, I like 5 fun facts.
First off, fun fact number 1. Who invented Google? Larry and Sergey.
Larry and Sergey.
And they invented it at Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so fun fact number 2. What was the original name of Google? What was it called before people knew about it?
Smoogle?
Back rub.
No way.
True story, back rub. Yeah.
Really?
Back
Okay.
rub.
All right.
And why? People say why. Fun factoid. But their goal was they were trying to find a way to organize the world's data in a way that made it easier for researchers to find things.
Okay.
So step number 4, how'd they do it? Their plan was to download the entire internet and to organize it by relevancy. So point 5, how would they determine what site was the most relevant? It was by whichever site had the most backlinks, aka back rub. They said, basically, here's an example. If there's an article in Sports Illustrated that was awesome about Michael Jordan and his preparation for each game,
Okay.
and you put a link on your research paper to it, or you cited it at the bottom of, when you wrote a research paper, you would cite it at the bottom of the paper. This is where I got this information.
Right.
And if I cited it, and if Rich cites it, that means if everyone is citing the same article, it must be relevant.
It must be important, and that
was a
moves,
backlink.
That moves it up Google's relevant categories.
Yeah, and so what happened is that was the move. Now, here's the thing is, so today, if you're listening right now, how do you go out there and get a backlink? I'm going to walk you through the specific moves to do this, and I want you to go ahead and think about the ones that you can do. So action item number 1, anybody that you know who's a business colleague or friend of yours, have them link from their website to yours. Sounds simple. Just call your friend up and say, friend, here's my website, here's your website, please link to mine.
Hey, Billy, would you mind? I'll tell you what, I'll give you a link, you give me a link.
Yeah, and the way you do it, we have a specific trainings for you at info@thrive15.com. If you email us, we can walk you through it, or you can go to thrive15.com and you can watch very detailed training videos. We have in-person workshops. The point is, there's a way to do it, but you can get a backlink from your friends. The second move is it's called citations. So see, that's like yellowpages.com. That would be like mapquest.com. And the best way to get a whole bunch of backlinks real quickly is to sign up for a website that's going to give you a ton of citations at one time. And so you're going, what are these websites? I'm going to read them off to you. One is called Info Group. Another one is called Newsstar, Localese. Third is called Axiom. And 4 is called Factual. And you can literally pay about $300, and they'll submit your site to all these other websites like yellowpages.com or yellowbook.com or mapquest.com or google.com, all these different addresses. If you Google search something and it shows the address of the business, that's called a citation. And so you can do it that way.
That seems like it's a little kind of cheating.
And it's a move. Now, here's the third move that you can do.
It's okay. Hey, listen, folks. It's not cheating. It's a move, and we're here to teach you the moves.
Now, here's the third move. Now, here's the move. It's a good move. It's called a press release. So you can write an article that can be released in the Tulsa World, a news story. For instance, if you Google Thrive15.com and then Forbes, so Thrive15 and then Forbes, you'll see an article that Forbes wrote about us. You actually see 2 articles they wrote about us.
Yeah, pretty big deal. And they said in these articles
that Thrive 15 is basically one of the world's best resources for entrepreneurs to learn how to start and grow a business.
And that's what we're here for. That's why we started this radio show.
Yeah.
Because people are like, hey, listen, we love those practical tips. We love the fact, buried down deep inside, it's a thing about almost 60%, call it 57% according to Forbes. If you out there listening right now are saying, you know what? I'm tired of working for the man. I'm tired of punching the clock.
Yeah.
I'm tired of 9 to 5, working for somebody else.
I want to start my own thing.
I'm going to start my own thing.
And you know what? Business.
I'm going to start my own business. But where do I have to go back to school and get a business degree? No. You can have the business school without the BS at Thrive15.com. Listen to the Thrive Time Show. Get on Thrive15.com. Come to our in-person workshops. Or you can even get one-on-one business coaching.
Absolutely. Now, here's the final move to get backlinks. And this is no longer as good of a move, but it's still a move. You can pay websites to link to you. Now, let me tell you why this is no longer that great of a move.
Okay.
Back in the day, one of my competitors sent out an email to all of the women who attended a bridal show. And it was from an anonymous, bogus organization he created called the Wedding Bureau.
Oh, God.
And it said on the subject line, alert.
Oh, alert.
And it said potential fraud within entertainment industry.
Potential.
And it says there is a company that has over 40 DJs. And by the way, the only company that had over 40 DJs was my company.
Okay.
It has over 40 DJs within the Tulsa market that is claiming to offer high quality standards, yada, yada. And apparently they have missed recent weddings and have a long history of not showing up at weddings. So be guarded when booking your wedding. Well, I call the guy. I find out who he is. I call the guy, and the guy says, yeah, it's just business, bro. And I'm like, you freaking did that? He goes, it's just business.
Yeah, nothing personal.
Yeah, so here's what I did. I knew how Google worked, and I knew that Google would penalize you if you had fake links. And I tried to figure out, how can I kill his business?
Right.
So I hired a group of coders based out of India, and true story, paid about $700, and they put about 10,000 backlinks to his website, and we buried him so far in Google, he went from page 1 to page like 25. Not kidding.
Oh.
Just destroyed his website.
We did that. We got that the microwavable burritos, and we just put 10,000 links on there and got him way down there.
We
Boom.
got the lead pipe and boom. So here's the thing: is I did that because I knew that Google, if you have toxic, they're called toxic links or fake backlinks.
Yeah.
It used to just tank your website. Well, Google realized, hey, that's not really fair because anyone who hates you could just buy a bunch of bad backlinks and kill your website.
Sure.
And so they changed the move recently. So when you buy backlinks, it's not that effective. So I'm just telling you, if you're listening right now, you've got to take action. And the best action that you can do, Z, is you can go to thrive15.com and you can sign up for an in-person workshop, or you can sign up for one-on-one business coaching. And why is it so valuable, Z?
Well, it's valuable because, listen, no one's going to care as much about your business as you are. But number two is going to be your business coach. And we, you know what? We're applying for that job. At thrive15.com, we are applying to be your business coach. You know, back in the day, Clay was so good at business, people would just clamor to get his attention to try to help. They'd say, hey, can I spend some time with you? Would you coach me? And so now what we've done after a couple of years of doing this is scale it.
We've scaled it, and what we've done is we made it affordable. Our whole thing was, you grew up poor, I grew up poor. We didn't have a lot of money, and we wanted to build a business school that the average person can afford. It's $19 a month. We're going to show you the force. Come to Dagobah. Come meet Yoda. It's the Thrive Time Show. You have access to it 24/7 at thrive15.com. Stay tuned. We're going to teach you about how to assemble a marketing team when we come back.
Right now, how are you taking credit card payments for your business? It's never been faster or easier to begin taking credit card payments for your business than with Square. You know the little white square that plugs into your phone's headphone jack? It's awesome. This payment app is great for businesses such as food trucks, beauty salons, and retail shops. The users receive a small portable card reader that they can attach to a phone or other mobile device to take fast and convenient payments. The way it works is that it subtracts 2.75% of every time a card is run, and it does it automatically. So if you sell a sandwich for $20, you'll see a net gain of $19.45 in your bank account the next day. If you enter the card by hand, it costs 3.5% plus 15 cents on top of that. They encrypt everything so you know you're secure. They make it super clear to start and even offer bonuses for sharing with friends. So you can learn more at squareup.com. It's free to download and works on all devices and operating systems. So make sure that you go visit squareup.com.
Live, local, now. You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrivers, we've got nothing but love for the guy who used to wear one glove. We're listening to some Michael Jack on our way back to the Thrive Time Show and that audio dojo of mojo. We are broadcasting within the box that rocks. And Dr. Zellner, can you explain to the people who are watching on Facebook Live, or maybe the people who are listening on the radio right now, what the box of rocks is?
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got the world.
Okay.
The planet Earth.
The planet Earth.
And then you just kind of Google map down to one of the best cities for entrepreneurship called Tulsa, Oklahoma. And on the west coast of Tulsa, Oklahoma, you have the Arkansas River. And on the left coast or the west coast, you have the epicenter of excellence business coaching, and that is the Thrive 15 headquarters. But it gets better. And within that epicenter of excellence, you have a box. It's literally a box. And on one side, we have windows, so that not only do you get the flavor and the loveliness of this box where that rocks, but you also get to look out upon the headquarters, the nerve center of business coaching excellence.
There's nothing like it.
And that is the box that rocks.
There's nothing like it.
Nothing. I mean, nothing.
Now, here's the thing is, Thrivers, we're going to teach you now specifically step 5. This is the part where it's going to offend you. And if you're not being real, if you're not being sincere, this is going to be tough. So I'm going to start off with a notable quotable. This is from Michael Levine, one of our Thrive15.com partners and mentors. He says this: if you give someone a present and you give it to them in a Tiffany box, it's likely that they'll believe that the gift has higher perceived value than if you gave it to them in no box or a box of less prestige. That's not because the receiver of the gift is a fool, but instead because we live in a culture in which we gift wrap everything. our politicians, our corporate heads, our movie and TV stars, and even our toilet paper. Z, why is it so important that once we do finally get someone to the top of Google, that the website looks good and not hood?
Well, I tell you what, not like that. Well, I give the same example of it's like, sometimes I'm watching TV. Every now and then I watch TV.
Okay.
And a commercial will come on. I'll be like, that commercial is so bad. I don't even want to do business with them, Not only did they waste their money, they wasted 30 seconds of my time. And so listen, folks, here's the thing. You want to have a call to action. You want to have a great website because now we're going to start – you come to the workshops, you follow our steps, we're going to start driving people to it. But if your website is no good, you're actually doing more damage than good. So we've got to make sure that that's excellent. So as we drive people to it, they don't go, that's horrible.
It's kind of like if you had like a really excellent steak dinner right there in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
And then right before you took a bite in it, you're eating it in Utica Square, you're kind of eating outdoors. And a bird flies over, and it just drops a pile of bird fecal matter on that steak, and you're like, well, technically, Barry, it didn't get it on all of the steak. You're like, that's sick. You can't eat the steak.
Yeah, you can't eat the steak.
Rich Gambe, search engine expert here for Thrive15.com.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever optimized a website that you knew, and you believe that maybe even the business owner knew, but you knew that the website looked gross?
Oh, absolutely.
And when you look at it, are you thinking to yourself, hey, they're topping Google, but there's no way that I or anybody on the planet would ever buy from this business?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had a case of it earlier this month. There was a company out in I think it was Utah or something, and it was just absolutely garbage.
And we talk to the person. We say, hey, your website, it needs to be enhanced. I'm going to go through the list of things, Z, that people need to have to make their website work in terms of converting actual consumers into buyers. One, you've got to have a branding expert, Z.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
Z, why do you need a branding expert?
Well, you got to have someone that helps define your brand, helps define you, has to, come up with a logo, come up with your statement for your business. I mean, you got to know who you are and state it clearly on your website.
Why do you have to have great photography, my friend? Why do you have to have good imagery?
I tell you what, if you get a grainy picture, one out of focus, I mean, that's like the worst. I went on a website once and it was wasn't centered well and it was grainy and you couldn't hardly see it. I'm like, this is just,
What about a graphic designer? Why do you have to have a graphic designer, Z?
Well, unless you're a graphic designer, that's what it's about. It's got to be pleasing to the eye. It's got to be pleasing to the eye because people say, listen, if it doesn't look good, because that's going to be their first impression of you. They're going to get on your website. It's going to be their first impression. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And if you don't look professional, if you don't look clean and not cluttered, if you don't look like you got your act together, and that's what a graphic designer does. He helps clean things up and make things look good.
Why do you have to have a web developer?
Well, it's the same thing. You've got to have someone on there that help you build the website, help you build it right to where now all of a sudden it's Google compliant, it does all the things it's supposed to do, and it covers the 37 checkpoints that we're going to check on their websites for them.
Why do you have to have a videographer and a copywriter?
I tell you what, video now is the new move.
That's the new move.
It's the new move. And so having a little video on there, it just really, the best word I can put on there is just makes your website sexy.
What if I'm listening right now and I'm like, okay, so here's the deal. I'm looking at it. I'm going over on a scale of 1 to 10. I rate my website like a 2. I'm realizing I do not have a photographer. I do not have a web developer. I do not have a video guy. Well, technically, I do have a camera. I have a phone, which has a video. Well, anyway, I got an advertiser, copyright. I'm I'm screwed. I don't have these things. What do I do?
I tell you what. Here's the deal. Merry Christmas early, because you know what? You're sitting there listening. You're at lunch. You're finishing up lunch. You're listening to the show. You're kind of going, oh my gosh, that's like a whole team of people. Guess what? You have a team of people you didn't even know about.
Now, where's this team, this elite team of Jedis, Z?
It's right in your hip pocket. It's right at thrive15.com. We are here. We've got the full team assembled, and we're here to just jump into motion and to help you with your business.
I want to give you a Christmas present right now, Z, over the radio.
Come on.
Here it is. It's my audio treat for you. I'm going to sing to you Wham! Last Christmas.
Oh, you are? Oh, well, then I'll shut this down. Okay, here we go.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Ooh. The very next day, Z, he gave it away. But this year, listeners, to save you from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Drivers, if you don't want to hear it, stay tuned.
Are you looking to start or grow a business? Then you are definitely going to have problems and questions along the way. You will find the answers to all of your business questions at thrive15.com. Thrive15.com provides online video-based business training taught by millionaires and successful entrepreneurs for less than $1 per day. That's less than your daily coffee budget. It's no classrooms, no get-rich-quick seminars. These are trainings broken into 15-minute segments that get you the answers that you need. It's business school without the BS. I dare you to try a 7-day free trial. Simply go to thrive15.com, and the first 100 people will also receive a free downloadable for how to optimize your website. So stop wasting your time and money. Go to thrive15.com and get your business questions answered now.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
Shimmy, shimmy, yaw, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. On the microphone, and my name is Clay. Hello, and happy holidays to you. My name is Captain Clay Tiberius Clark. You are listening to the Thrive Time Show, no longer during the dark. We are in the noontime. We're firmly in the noontime. Z, how excited are you about our new time, the noon, the afternoon, my friend?
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to think about it as we talked earlier about we were at dinner time, and now we're at lunchtime. So you know what? You're still eating a pizza listening to us.
I couldn't hear it. I was sorry. I was eating some Oklahoma Joe's baked beans.
You're still over at Oklahoma Joe's having the burn-ins and the baked beans. Now instead of on your way home for dinner, you're at lunchtime squirreling around doing your little lunch move, and you're like, hey, secretly I want to start my own business.
Can you pass the beans?
Secretly I want to start my own business. I'm like a lot of guys out there, a lot of people out there. I'm a little bit of a wantrepreneur. Deep down inside, I've got this little dream. I've got this little ember of hope to start my own business. And where do I go to get that little ember flamed to turn into a bonfire of excellence? Where do I go?
Well, you can go to thrive15.com, because what was happening is I have 5 kids. You have 3 kids. And this is what was happening to me. And I know if it was happening to me, it was happening to you too on a much larger scale. But there's so many people that will look at the success of, let's say, Elephant in the Room, or the DJ Connection business, or Party Perfect that's now Party Pro. They would call me and go, can I pick your brain? And I grew up without money. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to just have a business that sucks like a Hoover, and you want to grow it, but you don't know how. And so I used to go, yeah, let's meet. Well, over time, my wife's like, hey, do you think you could meet with our own kids? And I'm like,
oh yeah.
So I realized that there had to be a way to help people start and grow a business that didn't involve our direct time. And the best 2 ways we could do it was, one, putting on this radio show. Man, this is like a passion of ours to help people. And the second was to build the world's best business school. And I'm not screwing around. I don't know what they have on other planets, but in terms of the world that we live on right now, I can tell you Thrive 15 is the world's best business school, because instead of paying like $30,000 a year, you're paying like $19 a month. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer.
It's an absolute no-brainer. And you know what? 2 years ago, a lot of people ask me, how did you get into that business? Why did you start that business? You're an optometrist, and you're doing all these boom, 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 boom stuff. And what do you do? And a lot of times I say, that show that came out, Shark Tank,
yeah,
it really was cool, because I've tried to explain the fact that people knew I was an entrepreneur. People would come to me with their idea. They want me to, coach them on it. They'd want me to support it. They'd want me to partner on it. They'd want me to do it, kind of thing. So they were always Shark Tanking me, right?
Right.
And when you came to me 2 years ago with the Shark Tank, this crazy idea, this crazy idea of scaling.
It is crazy.
It is crazy, of scaling business coaching to where it could, you can business coach someone in the Ukraine.
It's never been done in the history of the world, and we're doing it.
You could business someone, and you could business coach someone in Tokyo. In Australia.
Singapore. You have people right now in Singapore. Australia.
We got thrivers all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because we've scaled it. We've made it the Netflix. I call it the Netflix of business coaching. And for just $19 a month, people can get on and get the kind of training, the practical training we're doing today. Today, we're talking about SEO. What is that? Search engine optimization. Yeah, through Google. Yeah, through the internet. Yeah, through a great website. And you may say to yourself, I don't have a team. I don't know how to do this. It's too overwhelming. But that's why we're here to break it down, to coach you up, to give you the step-by-step. And if you say to yourself, okay, I hear the steps, but I don't want to do them, we'll even do them for you, which is amazing.
Now, Z, here's the deal. We're teaching you how to make millions today by becoming a search engine Jedi, like our superstar guest, Mr. Rich Gambe. So step number 6 is you must sell. This just in. You must sell a product or service that you can actually be proud of. Now I'm going to read you a notable quotable, and I'm pulling back the rubber band because you're going to unleash. I know in just a minute here. So this is from Proverbs 13:11. It says, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." As an example, when the TV huckster Kevin Trudeau stood in a packed federal courtroom to make one final sales pitch Monday, he hardly resembled the tanned, dapper figure seen hawking miracle diets and natural cancer cures on so many late-night infomercials. After spending 4 months in jail for contempt of court, Trudeau's trademark jet black coif was thin and gray. His usual tailored suit was replaced by rumpled orange jail clothes. Even his typical air of defiance has turned to contrition, and a change, he said, washed over him during his sleepless first night in custody. Kevin Trudeau was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. This comes from the Chicago Tribune. Perhaps you bought his books, The Weight Loss Cure, they don't want you to know about. Natural Cures, they don't want you to know about. Debt Cures, they don't want you to know about. And he was selling things that weren't honest, that weren't real. He gained wealth through folly. Z, why do you have to actually sell if someone's listening right now, why do they have to actually sell something that works?
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
Because anything else is unsustainable.
Oh, boy.
And anything else will reach up and it'll bite you in the hiney, just like it did the young man whose horrible story you were just talking about.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about it is that, you know, it's kind of like even with kids. You can only fool them so long.
Right.
You know, it's like your personality. You can only be somebody else for so long.
Kids, Santa, you're talking to your 17-year-old. Kids, Santa is real. Santa.
Yeah.
He is real. I'm telling you.
He's really a thing. You
You're
know?
like, Dad, I definitely saw you pay that credit card bill last year, and I know it was a stressful time, and I get it. I'm 17. No, listen here, Tony. You know, Santa's real.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about it is, and this is step one. You've got a dream, you've got a passion, you've got something buried in there that you want to release, okay? Let's make sure, first of all, it's ethical. It's profitable. And it works. Whether it's a widget. I tell you what, folks out there, listen, if you know how to make a widget and we could sell it for a profit, now we can coach you up on how to scale that, how to start that, and how to grow that into a flourishing business.
If you don't have something that people want, don't attempt to scale it. You've got to nail it before you attempt to scale it.
Oh, that almost kind of rhymes.
Now, Rich Gambe, search engine expert. Have you ever bought something online that turned out to not be what you thought it was?
Yes, several times.
I got to tell you a situation here, and I want to ask you, have you ever done it where you bought something online and it frustrated you so much that you wrote a bad review after buying it online when it wasn't real?
Yes.
And did anybody tell you to write a bad review, or did you just do it out of your own sheer will? You know, I mean, would you ever buy it again, even though they really apologized? Would you buy something again that didn't work?
No, I would not. And this was even before I understood SEO.
So this is a thing. And I just want to tell you this. I'm just telling you, right now, if you're listening, you have to have a product that works. You have to have a service that people want. And if you're listening right now and you go, I want to be self-employed, but I don't know how to even come up with a business idea. I'm going to go ahead and give you all your answers right now. Look around the world this week. This week, get a notepad. Okay? Just go to Walgreens or whatever, buy a notepad. Go over to Barnes & Noble, get yourself an early Christmas gift. Buy yourself a notepad and look for problems. That means problems like someone has too many leaves on their yard. Some problem is somebody has they need painting and they don't want to do it themselves. A problem, somebody wants to optimize their websites and they don't know how. A problem, someone wants to get a mortgage and they can't do it themselves. A problem, look for a problem, and then if you can solve it, Z, that right there is the core of entrepreneurship.
Step one, find a problem, get in front of it, and let's solve it profitably. I mean, that's the thing about it. It was funny you talk about that your haircut business earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, our marketing move, come in, your first one's $1, and then people are kind of going expecting, well, I want every haircut to be $1. And it's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to subsidize your haircuts. The first one's called marketing. I'm going to give you a good deal. Basically, I'm just
no-brainer.
I'm going to let you come in and try one, basically, on me, because guess what? This just in, it costs more than $1 for me to have this luxury, experience cutting your hair. So, you want to be able to solve a problem, i.e. cutting a dude's hair, and you want to be able to do it profitably, right?
Yep.
And so now you go, okay, I've got a problem. I've got a solution. I can make a profit on it. Now what do I do? Now, we've got the next step for you.
Now, Z, if you're listening right now, as a Thriver, you have four action steps you could take today.
Okay.
Option number one is you can listen and go, this was some good information, and therefore I am going to what I would call rumiate on. I'm going to marinate on it, and I'm going to do nothing actionable. I'm just going to know it and feel good about it.
Oh yeah, that's one.
That's one. That's not maybe a move, but that's a move people do.
That's a move people do.
Not you, because you're the excellence. You listeners are the epitome of what success looks like. You have what it takes to apply what you're learning. Step number 2, you can go, you know what? I need the world's best business school, and I need it 24/7. You can go to thrive15.com and subscribe. It's $19 a month. You can cancel at any time. It is the world's best business school. There's a vault of thousands of videos. Move number 3, you can go on our website, thrive15.com, and sign up for one-on-one business coaching. And Zeke, why would anybody want that?
Well, I tell you what, once you have a little one-on-one action, I mean, the videos are great. You can binge watch them. It's kind of like Netflix, and it's good. You can take notes. They're very detailed, but they're entertainment. We call them edutainment.
Ooh.
But every now and then you're like, I want to be able to kind of, talk with a person.
I want someone to hold my hand.
I want someone to. Exactly.
Hand.
I want someone that I can actually shake their hand and rudiment with and say, hey, okay, what about this? What about this? What about this? What do I do? And so we have that as an option.
Yeah. And move number 4 is you can sign up for an in-person 2-day, it's 2 days. So it's 7.5 hours a day. It's a 2-day, 15 hours of power. 15 hours of power. You can come to the Thrive15.com world headquarters, and we're going to pump you up. We're going to teach you the search engine. We're going to teach you the sales. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you management. We're going to teach you how to hire and fire, how to raise capital. We teach it all here at the Thrive15.com world headquarters, Z.
It's a beautiful thing. It's in person. It's right here in this beautiful facility on the left coast of the Arkansas River. And on this Friday, opening Rogue One, we did a little Jedi Master on SEO. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Remember, on Monday, we'll be here 12 to 2. 3, 2, 1, boom.